Hello and welcome everyone to our premiere Getting Started in Web3 or with Web3, all things MetaMask. So this is the one you've been waiting for. This is where we're going to talk about all the things you need to know to feel confident, to get into the space, to start being that Web3 entrepreneur. We're going to have Manbir leading this workshop today. He has amazing information, really great demos, and will be hopefully being able to answer all of your questions to really get you up and running. So just quickly about Crowdcast, quick community guidelines around these calls. We want to make sure everybody gets the most out of these calls. And so we want to ask everybody to be respectful about what to, our kind of code of conduct during the calls. Most importantly, if you have questions as we go through the workshop, please add them to the Ask a Question queue at the bottom there. That way we can see them. You can upvote them. So if there's a question someone else is asking that you also want to know, easier for Membir and myself to make sure that we answer that question for you. Also on the chat, we have a lot of people attending today, which is very exciting. So happy if you want to say hello, but please do not put any other content in the chat. We're not going to be able to see questions that go into the chat. And again, best way to interact is to add a question to the queue, and please keep it relevant to the content that we're talking about today. Anything that is not related to the content, we're not going to be getting to those questions. Of course, you can ask, continue the conversation in our Discord under our MetaMask channels. So plenty of info there, great community there. We'd love for you to join if you're not already there. And of course, this replay will be available at the same link. But also we are live streaming. We're streaming this to our YouTube playlist. So these playlists will be available also after. We'll send you a recap. Thank you for attending email with the link to the slide deck as well as the replay. And for anybody who fills out a experience survey that we'll give you in the email, then you'll also be able to receive an attendance badge for this call. So this is very exciting. This is one of those calls that we're hoping you get everything you need to get started, and you won't have to repeat, but you are welcome to join another call. We will do these basically we'll do them again in a frequency that makes sense. And so if you needed to jump on another one of these sessions, you're welcome to join. So with that said, I'm Shay, helping Manbir, and we also do have Anthony from our, we're on the community experience team at Consensus, and we are happy to be your MetaMask ambassadors today. So Manbir, you have the mic.
Awesome. Thanks, Shay. Well, hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to this first session of Getting Started with Web3, all things MetaMask, where we talk about how we can onboard towards the Web3 ecosystem and how we can get started with MetaMask. So a little about me. I am working as a community manager with MetaMask. I'm based in India. So good evening from my side. And without further ado, let's get started. So here's the session outline. So we'll be going through understanding what MetaMask is, what it does, installation and setup, all the way to NFTs, ENS, and security best practices. All right. So what exactly is MetaMask? So let's first understand what's a custodial and what's a self-custodial, what's a custodial and what's a non-custodial wallet. So with custodial wallets, the private key is held by the third party, such as an exchange or a server. And MetaMask, as most of you might know it, is a non-custodial or a self-custodial wallet. And what happens with a non-custodial wallet is the user is in full control of their assets, with the asset being on your device, like a hardware wallet, a PC, or a mobile phone. All right. So yeah, a lot of you might know of MetaMask as a self-custodial wallet, but at this point, it's much more than that. It also provides you a decentralized identity on Web3, and it also acts like a gateway to all things Web3. And we can understand that with this video. Shay, can you please play this video so that we make sure we have the audio in place?
Yes, I was just about to add something to the slides. He got me off guard. All right, so let's do this. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. We'll do a switcheroo. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Okay, everybody can see that, hopefully. How's the audio?
Yep, I can
This
hear that.
is Sam. Sam uses the internet just like the rest of us. Lots of apps she uses seem to be free, but they actually come at a cost. She knows the internet isn't very secure and strangers own her data. Credit cards are stolen, identities get hacked. She has to navigate a maze of ads just to surf the web, and she knows someone is always watching. But she's heard there's a better way. And then Sam sees it, the promise of a new internet
powered by the Ethereum blockchain.
an amazing combination of technologies the world is building together that are reinventing how we connect to one another, and it's just within her reach. But to access this new world, she needs the right tools. Meet MetaMask, your connection to the new web. MetaMask is the tool Sam needs to access this new world. It's a key that connects her to new types of applications. It's a wallet that keeps her data and valuables safe and sound. And it's a shield that protects her from hackers and data collectors. With MetaMask, Sam is ready to explore this new internet safely and securely. The possibilities are endless. Sam can use next-generation applications that give control back to the users and the community, own her data and move seamlessly between sites, and send money across the world at a fraction of the cost. Create new organizations with new currencies that bind her communities together. Crowdsource projects and art, or invest in other people's creations. Sound too good to be true? Well, with great freedom comes great responsibility. Sam controls her own identity on this new internet.
No more new passwords for every site she visits.
Just a secret phrase that controls her accounts. This phrase is her login, her password, and her proof of ownership all wrapped up in one.
So Sam has to keep it as safe as she possibly can.
Now that she's installed MetaMask, Sam's ready to explore the best version of the internet. Vote, crowdfund, buy stuff, publish writing, make art, hire freelancers. What will Sam do first? Whatever she wants. The internet is hers to explore. Welcome to a new kind of internet. Welcome to MetaMask.
Awesome. What will Sam do first? Whatever she wants. So that's really the potential that MetaMask holds. You can do anything and everything with it that you want. Your mind is your limit, basically. All right. So you might have heard a couple of terms in that video, such as secret recovery phrase, public and private key. What is it exactly? Let's try to understand it better. So a secret recovery phrase is basically a master key which is used to access your accounts and funds on a blockchain network. It is also called a seed phrase. And what exactly is the difference between a password and a secret recovery phrase? A password acts as the front gate to your wallet, to your MetaMask wallet, and it simply restricts access to your MetaMask wallet so that no one else can access that. Whereas a secret recovery phrase is used to access your assets on a blockchain network. You can also use your MetaMask seed phrase or a secret recovery phrase to access your assets from another wallet as well. A public key is like a bank account that identifies an entity with or without digital assets. Whereas a private key is like a PIN to your bank account. It provides control over your funds. A public key, as the name suggests, you can give it out to anyone without the fear of losing your assets. It is basically for anyone and everyone to drop funds, to drop NFTs on your wallet. Whereas a private key is something that you should never, ever share with anyone. And I've made a simple diagram that helps you understand. So password acts like basically a front gate to your MetaMask wallet, and it provides application level security. Once you get in using a password, you get access to your seed phrase, which acts like a blockchain level security. So that's a set of 12 randomly generated words. And seed phrase derives two key components, public key and private key. And this pair of public and private key acts like an account. So that's a MetaMask account. When you first set up your MetaMask wallet, you will have account 1, but you can add as you go. All right. So without further ado, let's dive right into the installation part. So I'll quickly fire up metamask.io. While I am on the website, I see an option to download this. I'll click on download. And I get these three options to download it for a browser, iOS, and Android. MetaMask on browsers is available for Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge. And apart from that, it's also available for iOS and Android. So I'll quickly go ahead and click on install MetaMask for Chrome. It takes me to Chrome Web Store, and I see this option, add to Chrome. I'll click on that, and then I'll click on add extension. And as you can see, MetaMask is now installed. It says, welcome to MetaMask, connecting you to Ethereum and the decentralized web. We're happy to see you. So I'll click on get started. And it gives me these two options, to import a wallet or to create a new wallet. So if you already have a seed phrase or a secret recovery phrase, you can import that using this option, but we'll go ahead and create a new wallet. So it says MetaMask would like to gather usage data to better understand how our users interact with the extension. This helps us improve MetaMask. So MetaMask will always allow you to opt out via settings and send anonymized click and page view events, but we never collect keys, addresses, transactions, balances, hashes, or any personal information ever. We never collect your full IP address, and we never sell your data for profit. So I'll quickly click on I agree, and it asks me to create a new password. I'll quickly do that. And you can go ahead and read the terms of use and click on create. So a secret recovery phrase, what exactly is it? Again, your secret recovery phrase is a 12-word phrase that acts like a master key to your wallet and your funds. Now, how do you save your secret recovery phrase? So these are some of the best practices. Save it in a password manager, store it in a bank vault, store it in a safe deposit box, write down and store it in multiple secret places. Should you share your secret recovery phrase with anyone? Never. Never share your secret recovery phrase, not even with MetaMask team. If someone asks you for a secret recovery phrase, they are likely to trying to scam you and steal your wallet funds. Now, password manager. What's exactly a password manager? It's a software that is used to store and access your password in a safe and encrypted way. They increase convenience and security at the same time, but at the same time, we also need to understand the limitations of and risks of using a password manager, which are forgetting a master password. All sensitive data is in one place. Backup is not always possible. Not all devices are secure enough. Quality of password managers needs to be considered, and level of encryption also needs to be considered. Cool. Now back to the demo. I quickly click on next. And secret recovery phrase. Your secret recovery phrase makes it easy to back up and restore your account. Again, never disclose it among anyone. Only you should know it. And store it in a password manager like 1Password, for example. Write it down on a piece of paper and store it in a secure location. If you want even more security, you can also write it down on multiple pieces of paper and store it in different locations. The best would be if you can memorize that. So I'll quickly click here to reveal secret recovery words. Now, what I just did is I disclosed my secret recovery phrase. Now, if this was my personal wallet, I'd be screwed up big time. But since I'm doing this for demo purposes only, I'm safe. Now, what I can do is I can download the secret recovery phrase from here and store it safely. And as you can see, this has now been downloaded. I'll click on next. Now, what it asks me to do is to click each phrase in that particular order to make sure that it's correct. Okay, now I'll quickly go ahead and do that. Let me box suggest. I'll click on confirm. So there you go. It says, congratulations, you've passed the test. Keep your secret recovery phrase safe. It's your responsibility. Responsibility being the keyword here, because if you lose your secret recovery phrase, no one can ever help you recover that, not even MetaMask team. And here are some tips on storing it safely. Save a backup in multiple places. Never share the phrase with anyone. Be careful of phishing. What is phishing? So it is a fraudulent practice of sending emails purporting to be from a reputable company in order to induce individuals to reveal personal information. In this case, secret recovery phrase. So anyone can reach out to you asking. They can offer you support, or they can resolve your queries if you share your secret recovery phrase with them. But you should never do that. No one from MetaMask team will ever reach out to do that. If you need to back up your secret recovery phrase again, you can find it under settings. And if you have any questions or see something fishy, you can contact our support from official channel. I'll quickly go ahead and click on all done. And as you can see, I can see my wallet now set up. So, all right, I'll go ahead and go to the deck now. So I get quite a few options over here to buy, send, and swap. And this says Ethereum mainnet. What all is this? Let's try to understand that better. So first of all, MetaMask offers an option to buy crypto directly from your wallet. So you can simply click on buy button and select the provider that you would like to use. We offer 3 providers that we have partnered with: Transact, MoonPay, and Buyer. And you'll be redirected to their platform, where you would need to do a basic KYC to prove your identity, basically. And then you can enter the amount of fiat currency you'd like to spend to generate an estimate of how much crypto you'd like to receive. And you'll need to make sure that the token you're selecting and the amount you need to buy is your desired amount. Follow the prompts to complete the transaction, and your desired amount will then transfer to your wallet. One thing to note down is that the KYC that you're doing with the third-party providers, MoonPay, Transact, or Wire, we don't have any sort of access to that, and we don't get access to your data as such. And we've also recently announced a partnership with Coinbase Pay, through which our users would be able to seamlessly transfer their funds on Coinbase wallet from Coinbase wallet directly to their MetaMask wallet. And one more thing to note is that we've also recently introduced an improved flow to purchase crypto, using which you'll be seamlessly able to buy crypto on the best possible code. Cool. Back to the deck. Exploring the decentralized world. All right. So one thing that you see over here is networks, right? Ethereum mainnet. So what a network is basically. A blockchain network is an ecosystem of decentralized applications using which we can interact with DeFi, NFTs, and the metaverse. So there are 2 types of networks, a testnet and a mainnet. A testnet is a prototype of a blockchain network, which is used by developers for building and testing on top of a network. And it's important to note that funds on a testnet are not real. So ETH, for example, on a test network is not real. It's only used for development purposes or testing purposes. Whereas a mainnet is completely developed blockchain network for users to transact using their real money, right? Using their crypto tokens. Now, when I am on my wallet, I see this option to show hide test networks. I can go ahead and do that. So I'll enable this feature. And back to MetaMask wallet. And now I can see Robson, Coven, Rinkaby, and Goalie testnets. Cool. So I'll quickly go ahead and switch to Coven testnet for now. All right. So sending and receiving crypto. Before that, let's try to understand how you can add a custom network, right? So what exactly a custom network is? A custom network is any network apart from the ones you get on after installing a MetaMask wallet. So apart from these networks that you see, you can add a custom network as well. And to add a custom network such as Polygon, BSC, etc., you can select custom RPC through network list and add these details: network name, RPC URL, chain ID, currency symbol, and block explorer URL. Network name, for example, Polygon or BSC. RPC URL through which it fetches the data. Chain ID is basically an ID that makes sure that transactions happening on a testnet are not replayed on a mainnet. Currency symbol, for example, it would be on Ethereum mainnet, it would be ETH. On Polygon network, it would be Matic, and so on. And block explorer URL, which is used to explore the transactions and wallet details. Awesome. To add a new network, what I can do is I can click on Add Network and add these details. Now, how can I add a new network? So I would need to search Add Polygon to MetaMask. So if you want to add BSC or any other network, you would simply need to search Add XYZ network to MetaMask. So I see this official doc that I would need to refer, docs.polygon.technology. I'll scroll down and I see these details: Polygon mainnet, polygonrpc.com. I would need to add all these details, copy and paste these details over here. I'll quickly go ahead and do that. Okay. Network name, polygonrpc.com. URL and RPC URL, and then chain ID. Then currency symbol is Matic, and then block explorer URL, that is polygonscan.com. Now, this step is quite lengthy, right? What if we could do it in one click? So I can go ahead and click save from here and it will add that network, but I'll for now click on cancel. And let me show you a hack. So I'll visit chainlist.org. And what it essentially allows me to do is Chainlist allows me to add any custom network in a single click. So I can go ahead and connect my wallet from here. And it asks me to connect with MetaMask, and I can go ahead and click next and click on connect. And now I'm connected. So now if I want to add any network, say for example, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon Mainnet, or Avalanche, etc., I can simply click on add to MetaMask. And it will simply ask me to whether I want to add that network on my MetaMask wallet or not. And as you can see, these are the same details that we were trying to copy and paste and then add the network. See how simple it gets. I can click on approve directly from here. And it asks me to switch network. I can do that, sure. And when I go back to my MetaMask wallet, as you can see, Polygon mainnet is now added. That's simple. So I'll switch back to Ethereum mainnet for now. All right, that's about custom networks and sending and receiving crypto. Cool. So how can you send and receive crypto to and from your MetaMask wallet? So we can try doing that on a test network for now. I can switch to Coven test network. And I do have a separate wallet that is set up over here. I can log into that. This is also for test purposes. So yeah, I have already switched to Coven testnet. And what you need to do in order to send and receive crypto is you need to share your public key or your basically your address from here. And as you can see, you can simply click on that. It gets copied. You'll need to paste that from wherever you need to transfer your asset, or if you want to give it out, you can give it out to anyone. So I can click on send if I want to transfer from this wallet. I can paste this address over here. I would need to select the asset that I need to transfer. it shows me the balance. So this is again a test network. Funds on this network are not real. So I would need to enter the amount that I need to transfer. We can add a small amount like 0.05 ETH. And then I can click on next. It shows me the gas fee. Okay, so now what is gas fee? Gas fee is basically a fee that you pay in order to get your transaction approved. So you pay the network a small amount of fee so that your transaction can be approved and get onto the blockchain and get verified to get on the blockchain. So it shows me estimated gas fee, which is very low in this case. So I can go ahead and click on confirm from here. And as you can see, the transaction is now pending. I can click on view on Block Explorer to view this transaction. Now, what is a Block Explorer? Let me switch back to the deck. Okay, a Block Explorer like Etherscan, for example, is a place to explore all the transactions and all the wallet-related data that is there on a blockchain. All the transactional data, all the wallet-related data. So Etherscan is a blockchain explorer that is native to Ethereum network. And we can go ahead and view the transaction that we just made. So as you can see, the transaction is now successful. This is a Coven testnet transaction only, as you can see. And you can see all the information here. Now, what I can also do is I can copy the transaction hash from here. Directly from here, and I can paste it on Etherscan to view the transaction. So as you can see, it lands me on the same page. So it shows you the timestamp on which the transaction was done, the block in which the transaction was included, to and from the wallet it was sent, the value that was sent, the transaction fee, and all the gas related details. Cool. And what else can you do on Etherscan? So what I can do is I can explore my wallet. I can copy my wallet address and I can paste it on Etherscan. And what it essentially does is it shows me all the transactional data and all the wallet related data on top of Ethereum blockchain related to my wallet. So all the balance that I'm holding, all the tokens that I'm holding, you can see everything here, all the transactions that have happened, transaction related data. You can explore everything from this single place. Cool. Now, custom tokens. What exactly is a custom token? A custom token, for example, and as you can see, the transaction just went through. I can see the ETH on my testnet. Now, custom token is any token that you want to add apart from the native token. So for example, I'll switch back to the mainnet. So for example, you can see 0 ETH over here, right? What you can do is you will only have ETH currently, right? So you can import tokens directly from here, and you would need to search up the token that you would want to add. So for example, I need to add Uniswap. I can go ahead and select Uniswap from here and click on next and click on import tokens. And when I go back, as you can see, Uniswap or Uni token is now added to my wallet. Now, how can you do this manually? For example, you won't see all the tokens listed here, only the ones that are legitimate, that are, more commonly used, that are more used by most of the people out there would be listed on this list. But what if you want to add a token that is not listed here? So for that, you can go ahead on Etherscan and search for that token. So for example, I want to add, say, USDT. USDT is also there, but assuming any token that is not there, right? I can go ahead and search for USDT. can click on that. And what I would need to do is to copy this contract address from here and click on custom token. And here I can paste that contract address. And as you can see, MetaMask does a great job in terms of fetching the token symbol and token decimal by itself. So you don't need to copy paste that from there. And then I can quickly go ahead and add custom token. And as you can see, USDT loads up. I can click on import token. And when I go back, as you can see, USDT is also added to my wallet. Cool. So that's about custom tokens. Now, MetaMask swaps. What exactly is swaps? It's a really exciting feature that it's firstly a built-in feature that lets you swap tokens directly from your wallet. So you don't need to go to any external platform like Uniswap, 1inch, etc. MetaMask swaps combines data from multiple decentralized exchanges, aggregated market makers, professional market makers, and individual dexes to ensure that MetaMask users always get the best price with the lowest network fee possible. So I can go ahead and show you how it works. So while I am on my wallet, I can quickly click on swap, and I can enable smart transactions. I can add a particular amount that I need to swap. So say, for example, 0.05 ETH. So it currently shows me that I don't have enough ETH to complete this transaction. And I would, if I have, say, provided funds, I can also click on swap to. So for example, I need to swap to USDC. So what I can do is I can quickly click on review swap, and it shows me the codes. You need to give it a couple of seconds so that it loads the codes. And once it loads the codes, you would simply need to click on swap, and it will, in just a couple of minutes, swap the particular token for you. And it's as simple as that. Cool. So we can go ahead with the next feature. So NFTs. So how you can use NFTs on your wallet. So firstly, what exactly are NFTs? An NFT, or a non-fungible token, is a digital asset that can represent real-world objects like art, music, videos, GIFs, in-game items, etc., and can be bought and sold using crypto like ETH. The ownership records of an NFT are stored on a blockchain. So, for example, if you own an NFT, I would be able to verify whether or not you are the owner of that NFT or not by verifying your wallet address and linking it with basically making sure that you are the holder of that NFT. Cool. So I'll quickly go ahead and open the biggest NFT marketplace, that is OpenSea. So as you can see, while I'm on OpenSea, I get to see these NFTs that I can purchase, and I can also sell these NFTs. I'll open the testnet version of OpenSea for now, and what I can do is I can connect my wallet from here. Let me refresh this. Okay, as you can see, it asks me to connect with my MetaMask wallet. I can go ahead and click on next and connect. Okay, cool. So as you can see, my wallet is now connected, and it shows me wallet balance, etc. And let me quickly move to the Kovan test network. And okay, I will need to connect again. Next and connect. Cool. So what I can do from here is I can explore NFTs from here. And for example, as you can see, okay, so here's the test network. So I can explore the NFTs from here. So for example, these are some of the NFTs that I can directly purchase from here. I can also list my NFTs that I hold directly on OpenSea. So if you explore an NFT from here, you can see the floor price, total volume, etc., number of owners, items. If I want to purchase this NFT, for example, I can make an offer from here. Cool. And I can enter an amount that I need to make an offer on. So for example, 0.5 ETH, and I can agree and make an offer from here. So I don't have currently enough funds. So if you have, you can directly click on make an offer. Cool. And once I go on my profile, I can see all the NFTs that I have collected over here, all the NFTs that are created and the ones that I've favorited, all the activity, and all the additional NFTs like hidden NFTs, for example. Cool. Currently, I don't have any NFTs at the moment. But if you have any, they would show up here. Cool. So that's about NFTs. Now, yes.
So, sorry, Membi, I want to interject. And so, because there is a lot of interest in NFTs and MetaMask. So you were showing how, okay, you chose a marketplace, OpenSea. This is somewhere where you're purchasing an NFT, so everybody understands. Now you can purchase that using your MetaMask wallet. So you'll connect your MetaMask wallet as a wallet to use for payment of that NFT. I think a lot of people are wondering, and is this on the radar? Obviously, if you purchase it at OpenSea, it goes through, your bid has been accepted, etc. It'll show up in your OpenSea, profile to say these are NFTs that you own. However, is there plans for, or how can we know? Does it show up in MetaMask? How is there any indication in MetaMask right now? Is that on the radar to say, hey, I bought an NFT and I could just open up my MetaMask wallet and see that I have an NFT that I purchased with MetaMask? Can you speak to that a little bit?
We'll soon be introducing more features, and we are working on the NFT front where users would be able to view NFTs directly on their wallet. You can still do that. NFTs still show up on your MetaMask wallet on mobile version. But we are working to make it more accessible and introduce more features around that.
So it is, as of now, you can see your NFTs on your mobile MetaMask wallet.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that correct? Okay. So if you purchase an NFT using your MetaMask wallet, then it should show up on your mobile version, not the browser, the Chrome browser version. As of yet, we're working on that. That is on the roadmap, and to have a little bit more flexibility around that collection within MetaMask, we are working on as well. But just so you know, you can see that in your MetaMask mobile wallet at the moment.
Cool. Switching back to the slide deck.
Right.
ENS. What exactly is ENS? ENS, or Ethereum Name Service, is a decentralized domain name service on Ethereum. So consider it like DNS or domain name service, but it is decentralized and secured by the Ethereum network. So I'll quickly go ahead and open ens.domains. Firstly, let me switch to Ethereum mainnet. And as you can see, decentralized naming for wallets, websites, and more. When I click on go to app, it loads app.ens.domains, and from here I can connect my MetaMask wallet. As you can see, it automatically loads up, and I can click on next and connect to directly connect with the wallet. And as you can see, as you can see, my wallet is now connected. It shows main network, right? So from here, I can search for a new domain, like say, for example, Fox Love You. Cool. Search for it, and then it's available. What I can do is I can click on the domain, and I can click on register. So it shows me the number of years I can purchase it for, the amount of gas fee I would need to pay for the transaction, and you can click on plus to increase the number of years that you want to purchase it for. So for example, I can purchase it for 5 years or even 10 years so that I don't have to pay the gas fee again and again. And once you select the number of years and the amount that you need to pay, you can simply click on request to register. I have insufficient balance in my wallet at the moment, but if you have the proper balance, say for example, in this case, 68.39 USD, you can click on request to register and then register that ENS domain. And then you can simply hook it up. So for example, what happens with wallet addresses is that these are very long addresses, right? So for example, if I paste it over here, it is a very long address, which is not easy to remember. And ENS domains replaces these addresses with something like, say, for example, italic.eth. So this would load up over here. Okay, so this is on Testnet. I would need to search it up on etherscan.io. Cool. And when I search it up, as you can see, this shows me that actual wallet address as well. I can click on that and then explore all the transactions that have happened through this address. And it makes it really easy and really simple to give out your MetaMask address to anyone. So for example, if I own xyz.eth, I can give out that address to any particular person. Cool. And with that, here are a couple of terms that you would need to remember while using MetaMask. So ETH is the native cryptocurrency on Ethereum network that is used to pay miners and transact on the network. Pseudonymity. Okay, so blockchains are pseudonymous by nature. Ethereum network, for example. What is pseudonymity? It's the ability to interact using an alias. So, for example, I don't need to use my real name to transact on blockchain network. And how it compares with anonymity is that anonymity is the ability to interact in an unidentifiable way. Whereas what happens in case of blockchains is I can give out my address or alias, for example, say xyz.eth, using which you can interact with me, right? Blockchain accounts and transactions are all pseudonymous. All right, and why to use a DApp, when to use a DApp? Whenever you want to use decentralized application, any application in a decentralized manner, and secure transactions in an open and free way. Cool. And with that, we land on this security best practices. So these are some of the things that you would need to keep in your mind while using a MetaMask wallet. Never share your secret recovery phrase. Never ever share your private keys. Never enter your secret recovery phrase or private keys into any website online. MetaMask support will never DM you to offer for help. And you should also never DM someone to ask for help. And you need to beware of fake website. Official one is this, metamask.io. Make sure that you use official channels, and official help is this, support.metamask.io. Do not DM or call any number that claims to be MetaMask support. Never send your information via email. Do not contact emails sent to you that attempt to contact you. And do not send tokens to people who ask for them. They are scammers, no matter how sincere they sound. With that, we reach to the conclusion. But yeah, we can do definitely take up some questions. Shay, do we have any questions?
Yeah. So can you walk back to that last slide, and we'll just keep that up for everybody. So yeah, at the beginning,
Sure.
Can you go back one slide, Manbir? There you go. Perfect. Thank you. A lot of stuff we're covering. So we want to just kind of rewind and go back through some key points. If you had a chance to fill out the polls, which we hope you did, that was giving us a sense of where you were at the beginning of this session. And then now we're kind of want to revisit some of the key points. So, for example, are you able to share your public address with anyone? most of you had the right understanding, which is yes, you can. And so that is okay. That's what you want to be able to share. If someone says, I want to send you a payment, I want to give you a drop, an NFT drop, they get your address. That's okay. Now, should you share your private key, your secret recovery phrase with anyone? And we reiterate this because this is the most important thing. Some people said yes. Most people understand no. And some were unsure. So this is where we really want to reiterate this. Absolutely, under no condition should you ever share your secret recovery phrase with anyone. Even if someone says I'm MetaMask support or whatever, it doesn't matter, because that is literally the only way, the only access to your wallet. And so that includes you making sure that you store it somewhere where you don't lose it, because if you lose it, it is gone. There's no way to recover it. So it's super important, because obviously we are transacting with some valuable money on there. So we want to make sure that we don't lose that. So just understand it's not recoverable. So it's only recoverable by you having it. And so you don't want to share that. Now, if you share it, obviously that's the key to all your stuff. So if you give that to somebody, there's nothing we can do to kind of shut that down, or, other than, you just can't use that wallet anymore. So just wanted to kind of distinguish the two. So I know it could be scary. So the address, that's okay. The public address, that's how you receive and send payment. But the secret recovery phrase, absolutely keep that secret and don't share with anyone. Then you have, if someone reaches out to you offering support and asking for okay, that just reinforces it. Don't share it with anyone. Again, doesn't matter if someone says they're a MetaMask team. The right support team and the right person does not need that in order to help you. So just remember that they don't need it. It's like any scam. It's like anything. If someone wants your social security number, or if somebody wants your bank account, don't give it to them. They should know how to help you without needing your private information. That's just the Web3, the new Web3, how to avoid a scam, so, and we want to make sure you feel confident and protected using MetaMask. And so we're always trying to give you guys the best advice in terms of, you're just going to have to be a little diligent as well. But we'll do our best on our side to make the wallet secure when you are using it. But of course, that secret recovery phrase is the key to any wallet, really, any Web3 wallet. Do you ever need to verify your wallet or do any kind of KYC? Actually, the answer, Mambir, so most people say no, this is not necessary, and some people say yes, always. And the answer to that is what, Mambir?
The answer is no. You never need to do
Right.
any sort of KYC while setting up your wallet, but you need to do KYC if you need to purchase crypto using any of our providers, for example, Transact, MoonPay, or Wire. So that KYC would be on their end, not on MetaMask end.
Okay, and can you kind of clarify what KYC is?
Yeah, so KYC is know your customer, and that's a process. That's a basic process to make sure that if you are making a particular transaction, it's you and it's not someone else purporting to be you. So basically the governments, the central institutions need to make sure that all the transactions that are happening are legitimate.
Yes. And finally, again, they're just speaking again to the secret recovery phrase. The responsibility, the question was, is that responsibility yours to manage that, or is it MetaMask's, if you're using a MetaMask wallet? Again, the responsibility of storing, keeping your secret recovery phrase is you, on your side. That is your personal phrase, not MetaMask. Nobody knows about that and should know about that. So that's up to you how you want to store that. You can store that on a piece of paper. You can store it in your, different ways, but just make sure it's something that is reliable, can't be destroyed or damaged or stolen, and that you can access when you need it. So
think of it this way, that MetaMask is a client-side software. So once you install MetaMask on your device, we don't have access to your wallet in any way. So if we don't have access to your wallet, we don't even have access to your secret recovery phrase. So it's only you that can manage your secret recovery phrase, and you would need to be responsible on that.
Which is good. That speaks to the security that we offer so that you can have peace of mind knowing that even though you're using MetaMask to do these transactions, it is totally not, we do not have the window into your information. We cannot access anything that is private and important in terms of, having access to your information and money. So just know that we're just providing a tool so that you can interact with Web3 clients and use a Web3 wallet in order to purchase and to receive crypto. So, and then the last thing is just, it's good to see a lot of the people on this workshop today are already using MetaMask. This is great. And so we have some newbies, which is always the case, and happy to have you. And hopefully some of these some of this information is going to help you feel more confident to start using MetaMask. Just a quickie for everybody who's new to MetaMask, you can download it on your mobile device. It's available on iOS as well as Android. And you can, another very convenient way to use MetaMask is in your browser, in your Chrome browser. It's a browser extension. So you just go to the extensions marketplace and look up MetaMask, and you'll be able to install it. And then anytime you hit a Web3 site, when it asks for your wallet to be connected, MetaMask will be a choice. And then you can set up your account and create your new MetaMask wallet. The walkthrough, the onboarding is very good. And so we would love, though, to hear your feedback about that experience. We always want to improve that on the mobile as well as on the browser. And then, so I wanted to kind of go back to a couple questions that we're surfacing. Hopefully everybody gleaned the information, because Manbir did speak to this. So the NFTs, again, wanted to mention, you are able to see the NFTs you purchase with a MetaMask wallet in your mobile MetaMask wallet. And that would be on a tab. Like, if I don't know if you showed that, Manbir, or if you can show that, but it's kind of like a tab where the tokens are. Yeah. I believe that's where they will display. It's pretty straightforward to find it. And we are working on getting that in the Chrome browser extension. So that is on the roadmap to that question. Now, there's also another question around, and anybody who's wondering, Web3 and MetaMask, what does that mean? Well, also in the wings, he was up shortly, Anthony. Actually, let me bring him on. He is Crypto Hamilton, and he's been answering a lot of comments or questions with comments in the question queue. Thank you so much. But basically, Web3 is MetaMask is a gateway. It's a wallet into transacting into Web3. So if there's a Web3 app or a Web3 website, that requires that you connect your wallet in order to do a transaction, then MetaMask is a wallet of choice for that. And that allows you to kind of get into the Web3 space. That's all it really is. Web3 is just a technology. It's a technology layer. And a MetaMask is a wallet that you can use in that space. Hopefully that clears that up.
It's a wallet, but at the same time, it's also much more than wallet. It acts like a decentralized identity provider. It acts like a gateway to Web3. So yeah, it does a lot.
Yes. And exactly. I was kind of putting it more layman's terms, but yes, as he said, it's more than a wallet. And also, that's what I wanted to come back to. I know more of the audience today is using MetaMask as a wallet for NFTs and for transactions with crypto. However, we do have a developer side for MetaMask, which is called Snaps. And I know that Anthony has answered a couple questions and related to that. This is how we can kind of extend the experience. I don't know if you want to speak to that a little bit more, Manbir, the Snaps options. Just, I know it may be a little bit in the weeds for some of you, but just to know on the radar, if you are interested, you can go to MetaMask.io. What is the link? I think it's on MetaMask.io. And then if you click into developer, there's Snaps, right?
So MetaMask Snaps is an experimental feature. This is not intended for end users yet, but it is an experimental feature in MetaMask Flask. So what is MetaMask Flask? MetaMask Flask is like a lab where developers can go and play and test new features before they're stabilized, right? And they're finalized, and then we can ship it out to the end user. We want to give you the best experience possible, so we have this playground where we can battle test these features. The first one is Snaps, and once we battle tested it and people have built things on it, and we say this is good, this is up to our standards in terms of what we want to roll out to our community, which we really care about, then and only then do we ship it out to the mainstream people. So Snaps, which is coming soon, hopefully, is it's a system that allows you to extend MetaMask. So you can add different networks in the future, like Bitcoin or Cardano or Solana, or Rootstock, or kind of whatever you like. But currently, do not, if you're an end user and not a developer, do not download MetaMask Flask. It is only experimental for end user, for developers. Once it's stabilized,
strictly for developers.
We'll let you
I mean,
know,
you could download it, but just understand with warning, it's in beta. It's not understand that. Yeah, but it speaks to the question around, like, can we support other chains, main chains? That's how we do it. We allow the community to let us know, what do we need to support? We create these modules like snaps. That's what we're trying to do. So we can allow you all to decide, hey, it's important to have a connection between Bitcoin or Solana or Cardano. And then it's like, now you have this module, we can plug it in for this. Now we can extend it this way. So that's the goal, because we know you all are helping us shape, how we should be building this out, how we should be allowing you guys to transact with this. So we want to make it a really solid and flexible wallet for you too. So that's kind of how we see the solution to that. Hopefully that answers that question. And as we do the mainstream, like Anthony mentioned, that means that, okay, now there is a connection available for this wallet. When we roll that out to end users, that's what that means. But we do want our developers to feel inspired to help us extend MetaMask as well. Let's see if there's any other question, Anthony or Membir, you can see in the question queue that we can quickly help everybody with. By the way, these slides will be available to you after the session. We'll include any links we mention. There's another link that should be in there, which is community.metamask.io. That's also on that button there. That's actually, I just want to make a distinction between Discord and our support channels. Discord right now, we would love for you to be in there. At the moment, it is more about conversation. It's more about maybe this conversation around, hey, could we extend, MetaMask to work with this chain, but it's more about community conversation. It also lets you know when we have events coming up, you can be in the know about like different things going on in the community. So it's great for you to be there for that purpose. If you have specific technical questions, please use community.metamask.io or support.metamask.io. That is the support channels that specifically speak to those technical questions. Otherwise, you'll probably feel like, hey, nobody's answering my question on Discord. So that's more about like a more high-level community conversation. We would love for you to be there, of course. And that's how you can kind of be in that, and then you'll always be in the know on events too. So, but yeah, any kind of main takeaways from this? We hope that you learned these talking points. But Membir, Anthony, did you want to add anything for like the kind of the must-haves, and that you can have the confidence to kind of step in to Web3 with?
Yeah.
Sure. So, go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, okay. So the main thing is just never share your secret recovery phrase ever, under any circumstances. Under any circumstances, no matter what. No matter if aliens come down from space and say, share your secret recovery phrase, you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Play stupid. I don't know what you're talking about, right? If it's your grandmother, don't share your secret recovery phrase. It's your grandfather.
I don't know if she'll care.
Yeah,
She probably doesn't know what's the secret recovery phrase, but
if it's your favorite celebrity, never share your secret recovery phrase. Name your favorite celebrity. Don't ever share it. Put it in a place. And if you're interacting with any sort of decentralized applications, remember, avoid giving unlimited permissions. Although you can keep your secret recovery phrase safe, if you give unlimited permissions, that means that for that account, you give them unlimited permissions to do whatever they want. So any assets you have on that account, they have control over. So remember, revoke unlimited permissions. You can go to Etherscan, or you can go to certain websites to revoke these permissions. And don't ever, under any circumstances, share your secret recovery phrase. If you have those two things, that's great. The next thing would be, if you can, get a hardware wallet. We'll have another conversations in the future about hardware wallets. But if you can't, check our MetaMask documentations, check out our MetaMask knowledge base, support.metamask.io, and you'll be able to understand what hardware wallets do and the potential for those things. But the first thing, don't share your secret recovery phrase. don't give unlimited permissions. Okay.
Now, and yes, thank you. And we are going to integrate in our next one, just a mention of the hardware wallets, just so you guys know, because that is like good to know on a surface level. And then we can have deep dive info as well on another session. In terms of the revoking the access, is that something, a default thing that people have to do? Let's say they set up their wallet. We get it. Don't share your secret phrase. But this revoking access thing, this step, that might be a little confusing for people. What is that?
So some applications, it's a convenience feature where they say, hey, you can set an allowance to how much you want to let application interact with your funds on your application, on your wallet. You can say only this amount, or no, or only up to this thing, right?
So is that set on the step of creating your wallet, or are you just going to the settings of the wallet, or during that transaction moment?
That's different for each application. It's almost like it's a smart contract. So when you enter the store, you sign a contract, and that contract is literally signing with your MetaMask wallet. However, sometimes they're like, hey, we don't want to burden you all the time. Every time you visit us, just give us unlimited permissions. And
so it prompts you to say, go ahead and check the box kind of thing.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So you sign for that. Now to revoke it is a separate transaction. If you have to sign, just remember to revoke as soon as you're done.
After,
because a lot of the scams when people say I never shared my secret recovery phrase has been that they get maybe an airdrop of some sort of questionable token, or they interact with a questionable application and all this other stuff. And then they sign unlimited, they forget about it, and then a week later, everything's gone. So just make sure that if you interact with something, you take the additional step to revoke it immediately.
And you revoke that by going to Etherscan, or can you do that within the wallet? Just I think that's
they're an Etherscan if you're using Ethereum mainnet. There are other tools as well. I think rugdoc.io has a tool, but it's basically a standard thing where it just shows you all your permissions, and then you say, okay, I don't want to give permission to this thing. The same way on, let's say, Facebook or an application on your phone, you say, I allow you to see my location, right? Don't allow you to see my location. The same thing.
You can turn that on or off. Gotcha.
Exactly. So make sure you turn it off after you're done.
Just keep that in mind. It's just really the moral of the story is diligence. Just make sure that you're thinking about, your wallet and what you're giving it access to and who you're giving it access to for whatever transaction that is, and make sure it's only for that transaction and just to close that off after you're done. The hardware wallets, which we'll speak to in another session, that speaks to that, where you can even make it even more secure, where you don't have it actively online. It's stored offline so that people can't touch it and come in and airdrop and pull things out, so that's a nice thing too. So to wrap this up, thank you so much. Oh yeah, go ahead, Anthony. One last thing.
The permissions are so essential that even if you have a hardware wallet, they do not protect you. If you sign the contract,
that's right,
then you sign the contract no matter what. So make sure when you sign the contract on the way out of the store, you sign it back saying, okay, I no longer want to be bounded by this agreement.
Access.
So when you're coming in and when you're going out, it's may inconvenient for some applications, but if you don't trust the application, then maybe you shouldn't be interacting with it. So just, again, use your common sense.
Yes.
And this is stressing out on this is because it's your responsibility. Once your funds get stolen, nobody can recover that, right?
Right. So we're trying to empower you to, protect yourself from these things. This is what you do. You just have to think of these things and just be a little extra diligent. Like I said, also, this is the time where, we're kind of in the Wild West at the moment. And so if you're doing a transaction with a app or a DApps, that you're not sure about, or keep that in mind, so, there's a trust level that you're taking a risk, and that's with anything. So just, I think this is great advice. I hope that makes sense, because I know it can be a little, it could be a little confusing, but I think those three things: secret recovery phrase, that is yours to manage and to keep secret with yourself. The access, when you do a transaction, you have to grant access, of course, but then close that access when you're done. Keep that nice and tight and secure. And then finally, the last takeaway, I think what you said was, what was the last our last takeaway on that?
Yeah, at some point we'll talk about hardware wallets.
Hardware wallets, yes. Hardware wallets, yes. So, and that's just like, we didn't really touch on that too much, but that is a nice thing to have, Ledger. There's like so many out there. So we'll go into the details, but you can also Google.
That helps add an added layer of security so that your funds are even more safe.
Exactly. That's the kind of third level of security. And you should be pretty good to go and be able to kind of fly with confidence. And that's our hope in these sessions. So just to reiterate, this will be available for replay. We'll send you a thank you recap. We're also going to send you a link to a fill out and share with us your experience of this workshop. We want to know, did you learn what you were hoping to learn? What can we also share with you? How can we empower you more? And then when you complete that survey, we'll be able to send you a attendance badge for attending today's workshop and giving your valuable feedback. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Manbir and Anthony, for being amazing in terms of this content. And we hope that you guys continue to innovate and shape the Web3 space with MetaMask and Consensus. And thank you again for being a part of our community.